It's definitely my favorite developer conference. I love the kind of marrying of all these different topics and like seeing all these folks in person, both people I've met on the internet in real life. It's a super energizing place to be.
Well, this is actually my first time at Universe. It has been awesome. Not only the event and how it looks and feels, but the people and the energy, like everybody's really excited to do really nerdy things. And that's kind of my favorite thing.
The community is really great. There's all different types of people. Everyone obviously really loves the GitHub platform. And we're all here for essentially just making ourselves better and more productive.
I came here, I got open source, and I got a fresh new deck. I'm loving it. It's great. It's fantastic.
The conversations, the number of different topics that you can talk to people about. We literally just had a question and we're talking to some of the GitHub experts about it and solve a problem we've been working on.
Seeing the vibrancy of the community, the colors, even just how things are portrayed and the little gifts that I have a programmable name tag. I love all these quirky little things. It speaks to the community of just how nerdy, but also fun and interactive. And I think it's a really just cool vibe to be around.
I've spoken at many conferences at this point, and most of them are more corporate driven and quite a bit just louder, frankly. But here I've made friends with many people. Everyone feels approachable, and I feel approachable too, and I've really enjoyed that experience so far.
I've always been interested in contributing to open source projects. What's a good way to get started? Love that question because there's so many good ways to get started. You could get started by just helping triage issues. So many open source projects have issues where the maintainers, they don't know if it's a real bug or not. A lot of repositories also have what are called good first issues. Home Assistant is this cool open source org. In Home Assistant, look at that. They have 2.9K issues. Do you see that? They have so many labels. That's amazing. Good first issue. Aha! They've already got some here where it's like, this is a good first issue for you to take on and fix. And also generally just thinking, what are some projects that I use, that I care about, that I might be able to help with?
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Friends, it is 9 a.m. on a Monday. What? What am I doing on your screens? It's too early. But not only am I here, I have some folks that are joining that are, I don't think the sun is even out where they are. So I'm so grateful for everyone who's joining us today. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Hype Squad, including Jason. We were coming, man. We were getting here. Give us a second. It was going to take a beat to get started. But I appreciate that your community showing up. We are so grateful for your time. I'm going to go ahead and bring up my co-host, one of my co-hosts, my third co-host and the man of the hour. It's in traffic. It's en route. But fear not, because we have some exciting things to talk about before we get kicked off. And the most important thing, and the reason you're here for, to hear this wonderful announcement from the Render ATL man, founder, CEO himself. All right, but let me go ahead and before I bring him in, I wanted to ask, because I have a great appreciation for this human. I only met him this year. I met him a lot of times this year, coincidentally enough. But he's a great community person, a great open source champion, and also a brand. If I do a thing, would you know who it is? Crush it. Francisco, good morning. Listen,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Andrea, for inviting me. I'm super excited. I've been waiting for too many days before to do that. By the way, let me show my t-shirt just for a second.
Let's crush
This
it.
will be in store soon. And yes, so thanks for having me. We have big announcement, and I really can't wait. And thank you so much for giving me FOMO with the GitHub Universe. I can't attend this year, but I'm saying this publicly. I might come next year. So in 2026, you will see me, an Italian boy, going to GitHub Universe. So
I believe
thanks
it.
so much.
I believe
And
it.
please,
We're gonna manifest it.
make some noise in the chat. Let us know who you are. Introduce yourself. Make some noise. Come on, because we are doing this for free. Open source is all about doing things for someone else and supporting each other. So show some support to this live event. I've already shared something. Tag GitHub, tag me, tag Andrea. Will retweet and share everything.
Yes.
So my favorite Italian. That's a bold statement. Lawrence, and you might get some enemies, but I appreciate your effort. You will have me on your side.
I think you're all of our favorite Italian. What's up? What's up? Thank you so much. Thank you. Hey, we got folks joining all the way from Nigeria. Thank you for being here. Look at this human. What's up, Danny Thompson? Thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you. Listen, Danny Thompson plans an amazing
Update the profile
conference.
picture on YouTube, by the way. Then
Commit your code. Commit your code. Check out Commit Your Code. Amazing conference. That's where we actually got to get together and say, hey, guess what? We should bring this amazing news all together. And we had some folks that are joining us that are going to be joining us in studio. Oh my gosh, I gave it away. This is one of our first guest surprise speakers, Rachel. Thank you for being here, Rachel. And looky here. Are you running?
What up?
What's up, Justin?
Right on
Welcome.
time. What up, everybody in the building?
Good morning, Justin.
Hey, Justin.
Yes.
What's up, y'all? I've been traveling all morning. I had to fly in from NYC just to make it here with y'all special people. But I'm here. I'm here.
Thank you for being here, Justin. All right. And then, so for those of us who are joining up, all right, for the first time, maybe you're just watching the stream on somebody that's restreaming and you're like, who are these people? I'm Andrea Griffiths, a la Colombia dev. I get to work at GitHub for all of you. And I'm joined by Francisco. If you don't mind quickly introducing yourself.
Yes, sure. I'm Francesco, developer advocate at Daily Dev. I'm also a speaker, maybe a bit too much active on social media. And I like to create content, especially video content, especially live streams. So probably this is why I'm here. And yes, and I like to hang out with other cool developers like Andrea and Justin are. And we have a big surprise for today. So
we do. And Justin,
wait for it.
I feel like you need no introduction, but
no, I need an introduction.
Introduce yourself, please.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Justin Samuels. I am the founder and CEO of a conference you might have heard of called Render ATL, where our conference focuses on a front end and a design. We happen every single summer in ATL. Usually it's in June, but this upcoming year, we're having it in August. And then on top of that, I also am a senior engineer at MailChimp too.
Beautiful. Okay. Well, so we have a group of folks that are behind the stage. Justin, I think we can, because we have a big group. Yeah, yeah.
Coming together.
I think we can bring everybody on. Let me make sure that I think it will work. If I can't bring you on, be patient with me. But I want to have everyone in the room because we're going to talk a little bit about the reason that we're here. And I think you might have been hearing the rumors. I don't know, Justin, has the rumors been spreading? But all of us have a deep appreciation for open source, right? We all care about that. So I want to also learn from other folks who are in the open source ecosystem, who are either contributors, maintainers, or they talk about it. They care about the sustainability. So let's bring some folks in.
Bring them in, bring them out.
All right.
Maybe they need a theme of music.
We should listen. I wish. I need a production team from. You want to come in?
We are doing this live, unscripted. We're live.
Live. That's how it is.
I want to make a quick prediction. Yes. When you will hear this announcement, you will all say, why not before? So this is what will happen. I don't know what happened to Justin, probably has some connection, but this is my prediction. So if you're in the chat, I'm sure we will have these comments. Why not before? Like, why we have been waiting for so long for this? So
that
stay
is fair.
Stay there, because this is going to happen. So this is what I predicted, Justin, that people will say, why not before? This was my reaction. So let's see.
Let's see. All right. Well, first, I already gave it up. Rachel, welcome. Look, I'm a horror producer. I'm like, no heads up, boom, you're on screen. But welcome, Rachel. Thank you so much for joining us.
So lucky you didn't catch me mid picking my nose or something there. How y'all doing today? I have a frog in my throat, too much speaking at conferences last week, but it's good to be here with you on the stream.
Amazing. No, thank you so much for accepting the invitation, Rachel. And You
Who's this
are.
guest star over here? We see we've got a
Uh,
lucky black cat mascot.
oh my
Yeah,
God.
every single
I
day
see the
that I
views
have
are going up. The
a
views are going up. I see. I noticed a bump. We noticed a bump in the views.
Oh, I love this. I love this so much. Well, Rachel, thank you so much. We appreciate your time. I know that your voice is hoarse because you've been speaking a ton of conferences, talking a ton about LMs and things. And so thank you so much. We truly appreciate your time being here. Let's bring up Chris. Okay, I gave you a heads up. This was a better experience for my next guest.
It's Chris.
Chris,
Hey,
you're a rock
everyone.
star. The sun is not even out, y'all. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, it's 6 a.m. here. It's a little early.
Oh my goodness. Chris, for folks who don't know you, would you mind? I mean, we know you work at GitKraken, so that's cool.
Yeah, so I work at GitKraken as a developer advocate. I've been a dev for around 10 years, and I stream way too much on Twitch, and I really enjoy it. I don't have any major open source projects that I think would qualify for what we're going to be talking about, but I do really think that there's some great ones out there.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And Rachel, I'm sorry, I didn't give you a chance to mention where you are at now.
I'm working with a great little company called Arcade.dev that builds tooling tools for agents. And you might remember me from my work on the React and React Native documentation over the pandemic. That was what I did. Some people had kids. I had documentation.
Thank you for your service. For sure. All right. And let's go ahead and welcome Ravi. Hey, Ravi, welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going great. Would you mind just quickly introducing yourself?
Yeah, I'm Robbie Wagner, Robbie the Wagner online. I work at IBM as a staff engineer, and I have a podcast, Whiskey Web and Whatnot. Check that out.
Amazing. Thank you. If you don't mind dropping a link to it on the chat, we can go ahead and share it with everyone so that folks can get to listen in. All right. And what's up, Zach? I haven't seen you since Netlify Compose.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yes. Welcome. Zach, mind introducing yourself?
Yeah, Zach Chappell, CEO, co-founder of Zephyr Cloud, part of the Module Federation core team, and part of the team that helped open source RSPAC.
Amazing. Okay. Well, I'm going to put those links for everyone's things here. The podcast. Thank you, Rachel, for sharing the YouTube channel as well. And we'll share their YouTube channel and everyone's info on the chat. And then finally, last but not least, Mr. Carter. Welcome.
Hello. Hey, everybody. Great to see everyone.
Yes. Thank you for being here. And would you mind just quickly sharing who you with?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, for sure. So I work on open source AI projects at IBM. I'm also the organizer of a humble conference for developers in the Pacific Northwest called Cascadia JS. We're a web plus AI conference. We've been doing it for a little over a decade, and huge supporter of open source. I've lost count of all of the speakers that we've had that were core committers to open source projects that all of you know about and use.
Amazing.
I want to say, I just got
Justin.
back from Cascadia. What's up, Carter? It was an amazing time. Great conference. Highly recommend, especially if you're in the Pacific Northwest or if you're anywhere. I mean, even if you're coming from Italy, I'm looking at you, Francisco.
I might go. I already wrote his name down.
Francesco, we've got to have you come out. Rachel Lee spoke at this past Cascadia. So did Chris.
And the one before it.
Oh, sure. It's a good time. Actually, it's funny. So
it's great.
Justin is moving Render just this year to August. We're actually moving Cascadia in 2026 to June. So we're sort of like trading places. So if you're looking for a great developer conference kind of earlier in the summer, come join us at Cascadia. And then, of course, Render is going to be owning August.
Awesome. Carter, if you don't mind dropping that link on the private chat, I'm
Yeah.
happy
Oh,
to share out because I think all of
awesome.
us, most of us, if you're watching this, you know you got to make your plans like months in advance. Okay, so I want you to map it out all the way. Cascadia, Render, Universe. Come play with me at GitHub Universe, please. But I'm gonna go ahead and start sharing these links. And then I know we have a lot of folks on screen here, and I've been watching too much Abbott Elementary, so I feel like a teacher sometimes. But I think it's important for folks to get a little bit of context about why we're all here today. We're here supporting a Render ATL Power project that Justin is so generously put together. The Render ATL team has done great things, not only for the tech community in Atlanta, but I think for tech communities everywhere, right? Like I was privileged enough to be a speaker this year, and it was an amazing experience. If you have not seen this conference, do not go to sleep on that because it's truly fantastic. As soon as they open their call for speakers, submit a talk. I can vouch for their lovely, lovely community to work with. But Justin's put this together because for the love of open source, right? For the love of open source, I can personally tell you that hands down, without open source, I wouldn't have a career. I wouldn't be sitting in this chair. But I want to know from each one of you, and we're going to take it like popcorn style, if you have to sort of describe one thing that open source has done for you, or one particular thing that you would like to share about open source. Maybe it's a project that you've been working on. Maybe it's something that's helped you level up in your career. Maybe it's just like, I love Rachel's comment. Yeah, some people have babies during the pandemic. I had documentation. So maybe it's been a moment like that. And I love to we'll start with Francesco. And we'll keep it short because we got to get to our announcement.
I'll
And
keep
before
it
we do our
very
announcement,
short.
we're going to do a community call out for as well.
I promise that I'll keep it short.
Okay.
I can say that basically I quit my job in 2021 also because of open source. That's true. So I changed my life because of open source, because I was working for a very good company, European Space Agency, but everything was private. All the repositories were private. I couldn't share anything about that. I can't share things now about that. So I said, no, I can't keep going like this. I want to go in more in this open source direction. So basically, I changed my life because of it. I participated in many Oktoberfest. I did many live events. I contributed to the Ethereum code base. Small changes, but it's still. I think it still counts. And I love the approach. And I will just talk about open source all day long. So that's me. This was the impact that had on me. OrcaDev is an amazing open source project. And so I want to let other people speak, but it really changed my approach to life, not just coding. So it had a quite huge impact on my life. So that's it.
I love that, Francesco. Let's popcorn to Robbie.
Hey, yeah, open source has been a huge part of my career for sure. I got into Ember.js specifically, got into the community on the learning core team now, just kind of worked my way through several projects contributing there. Through some add-ons there, like we got Ember Shepherd, which led us to actually take over Shepherd.js, which is a huge project that we have for doing site tours. So like, yeah, I mean, just get in there and contribute and like things will happen.
I love that. I love that. And popcorn to Chris.
So yeah, I think open source it's this thing where you might be having an issue or a bug and you can just fix it, the code's out there and you can just do it. And I really love that aspect of it. I've done that for several open source projects. That's about the gist of how much open source I've done on big things, but I just love the fact that you can put something out there, people can use it, and you can improve it as you go.
Yes, I love this. Fixing our own problem. That's the beauty of it. We can like scratch our own itch. How about you, Rachel?
Well, for me, what has open source done for me? I wasn't always in tech. I used to make comics for teenage girls back in like the early 2000s. And without open source, I would have never been able to host and share my comics. I mean, my first blog was Gray Matter. That was like Perl and CGI, if you remember those days. And then I shifted over to building a community site on Drupal. I sold my comics, physical copies, using something called OS, Open Source Commerce. I had Tin Can PHP for my newsletter and migrated into the WordPress community. But it was because of those skills that I got into tech when comics, even award-winning comics, couldn't support me. And I needed to go have a quote-unquote real job. And I've been working on browsers and open source and standards in tech ever since. So the reason I'm here before you is entirely because if those had been closed source, I probably never would have installed them on my own server. I don't know what I'd have ended up doing to share my comics with the world.
Oh, Andrea, you're muted.
That was my most quotable saying of the day. No, just kidding. But no, thank you so much, Rachel. I want to go back and look at these comics if they're available somewhere. Like that would be really cool.
They're totally cringe right now, but you can find them at rachelthegreat.com. The site isn't even responsive, which lets you know how old it is.
I love it. Listen, this is amazing. All right, well, let's take it to Zach. Hey, Zach.
Hey, so yeah, open source is pretty much my life right now. I mean, for our startup, it's been one of the biggest advantages because of Module Federation. That's been huge. But almost all of my actual friends are because of open source. The people I hang out with all over the world is because of open source. It's nice to be able to drop into a city and find someone that you've merged their pull request or they've roasted yours and be able to hang out with them. And it's literally been the best part of my life, being able to go all over the world and meet people that I've interacted with online through open source. It's fantastic.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that, Zach. And then finally, I think Carter, we saved you for before Justin, but we'll save you for the second to last.
Yeah, sure. I mean, look, everyone. I don't have much more to say that hasn't been said, but I think I'm old enough. I think I'm older than a lot of people on this call. And I kind of remember the technology industry before open source, right? I mean, people that are younger don't understand. Tech was really, really different in the 80s or early 90s. And to me, the gift of open source is that it has created all of these communities, right? And it has pulled all these people together. And honestly, it's the only reason I'm even involved in technology at all. If open source had never happened, I assure you, I'd earn a living some other way, because it's because of open source that tech has become so accessible and inclusive. More kinds of people have gotten into tech and have contributed and have joined this community. And it's through open source that I've met, I can't even, dozens and dozens of my favorite people in the world. So it's just it's this insane gift that just keeps giving over and over and over again. And I see a lot of head nodding or hate, and it's just it has given so much to me, and it's given so much to all of us. And every time some young person is trying to kind of break into tech, it's the thing you point them to. You just point them straight to open source. You're like, hey, look, Chris is funny. Chris is very humble, and he talks about I haven't worked on any big projects. Who cares? That's also what's great about open source, right? It's you don't have to work on a huge project. It's open source isn't just, React or something. It's there's this long tail of amazing stuff that's out there. Even if it's just a tutorial, even if it's just a demo, people have just put it out there for other people to learn from and fork and clone. And by the way, I want to plus one Francesco. When you all hear this announcement, your head's gonna pop, because you're gonna be like, how did this not happen 10 years ago or something?
Yes.
So yeah, I'm so excited that we're all here to kind of share this moment. Yeah.
Yes. Awesome. All right. Well then, before I turn it over to Justin, who's going to tell us what we're here for. But I do want to ask y'all one quick question, and this can just be a reaction, right? I think I'm a very expressive person, my face. All of you here, do you think open source gets enough credit? Open source maintainers get enough credit?
No way.
That we give them enough flowers and appreciation for everything that. What is that comic? The one person in Nebraska, right? That's holding up the infra for our entire world. Do they get enough credit? I think we can all agree that they do not. They do not. They do not. So that's part of the reason why we're here. Do they get enough money? No, Zach, they do not get enough money. Thank you very much for that comment. Actually, that is correct. They don't. A lot of these are very thankless jobs, and That's why we gotta give so much grace when we're talking to maintainers. Sometimes I read some of these issues and I'm like, why? But anyways, off the soapbox and into funner things. Justin Samuels, welcome to the stage again.
I'm back in the hot seat. I'm back in
Can
the
you
hot
tell me, first of all, open source, what is meant to you? And then please tell us why we're here.
Yeah. So for me, what open source meant was the ability to actually find people that I could jive with, that understands what it's like solving tough problems, whether that is through building an ecosystem or actually working on some of the world's hardest problems that get taken for granted. I don't think people understand every single day about how there are great engineers who choose not to make a lot of money. They choose the harder path of just building tools and products for the good and for the sake of all, that we all could then go make a lot of money off of. But it's a thankless job that somebody has to do it, right? But these are some of the smartest, most brightest people I've ever met that just need their time to shine and just need their flowers, right? So for me, it's about giving back in the most thankless way possible. And while you are giving back in the most thankless way possible, it's about encouraging others that they can also achieve things too. And it's also about giving credit where credit is due when you achieve your goal from the work of other people that have came together to then rally around one common problem. Because I can't think of anything that I do every single day at my job at MailChimp that isn't built off of an open source product. I think about how we use RSPack. I think about how we use React. I think about how we use everything else in between. All of that is made by, or all that is made possible by open source maintainers. And then before I get into the big announcement on like while we're all here, actually I want to give Carter a quick moment to just talk about our good friend Michael.
Oh yes, yes, excellent.
Why does that matter? Because hearing that moment live at the conference really underscored why we are doing what we're about to announce, because it is going to be the last time that happens. It's a thing that matters to me, and I didn't even know who Michael Rogers was, but his persona and his story on everything that happened is the motivation on why we are about to announce this big announcement. Everything that has happened to him from the industry needs to come to an end. So.
Okay, great.
Yeah, all right. I'll say a few quick words. So for people who just don't know, a really wonderful person by the name of Michael Rogers passed away way too young from cancer this past year. Michael Rogers was a giant in the open source community. We don't have time on the stream to go through like all of the things that he contributed to, but he's probably one of the number one reasons that that people use Node.js or have even frankly heard about Node.js. And that's just sort of scraping like the skimming the surface of the things that he worked on. He wasn't just slinging code. He made tons of contributions, but he was just a huge member of the community. He's the reason that I started Cascadia.js. He created a really awesome conference called NodeConf. It's an event that I went to, and I had so much. I couldn't believe that a technical conference could be as warm and welcoming as it was, and it inspired me in terms of how we ended up building Cascadia.js. And Michael was just completely selfless. He was like this servant of the developer community. He loved nothing more than to build things that would help people and connect people. And he got taken away from us way too young. I think he was 42 when he passed away from cancer. What's on the screen right now is the GoFundMe for his family, for his wife Anna and his beautiful two children who are going to grow up without a dad. And what affected me. So I expected to get up on stage at my conference and just sort of, have like a little, I wanted to say some kind words about a very important person who passed away. And I asked the audience, and I'm like, hey, can you please raise your hand if you know who Michael Rogers is? And I know that there were a lot of young people in the audience, but I expected at least half the hands to go up, right? And then maybe half the hands not to go up. And very few hands went up. And I was on stage in front of hundreds of people, and I was speechless. I couldn't believe what was happening. And it just sort of made me realize oh my God, people have our community and people have already started to forget that this person even exists, because he's not, he didn't become a billionaire, right? We all know who Elon Musk is, but not enough people in the audience knew who Michael Rogers was. So anyway, I was speechless for a moment. And then, but then it just taught me a really valuable lesson that we as a community, we either knowingly or unknowingly, we simply take these people for granted, right? These people are absolute Herculean, heroes that literally build the roads we drive on, or build the houses we live in. And they do it all for nothing, for the most part. They do it out of great love for other people and love for technology. And then, when the project is no longer popular or something happens to them, the world just sort of moves on. And it was a tough lesson to learn. But anyway, after I got up on stage and shared these thoughts about Michael, I had a lot of people come up to me privately and thank me for saying that, and kind of commiserating with me about why don't more people know who Michael is, and why don't open source maintainers why don't we take care of them better, right? Why don't they get more credit? Why don't we lionize them the way that we lionize these, CEOs of these, startups? And then of course, Justin, came and talked to me and had some very kind words to say. And then he shared some news with me that made me feel a lot better. So before I go, if your life has been touched at all, when it comes to JavaScript or Node.js, if you earn a living, making money, doing things with, Node or Next or anything like that, I would humbly ask you to consider making a small donation to Michael's GoFundMe. Tech did not make him wealthy, but it made him someone that many of us love and care about, and it would really honor his memory to help his wife and his kids who lost someone really important to them. So, and thanks to Justin and Andrea for giving me this opportunity to say this, because Michael was really special, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Carter. And I think you've said everything brilliantly, honestly. We idolize some folks that maybe don't deserve our idolizing them, and then we don't highlight enough folks that are truly changing. This was a tremendous loss for the Node.js community and the open source ecosystem, and of course his family. So just tiny call out once again. I shared the GoFundMe on the chat. Go read about Michael, go read about his impact to Node.js, and hopefully the next time that you ask that question at any conference, all the hands will be up and people will know. People will know. Thank you. And I'm going to quickly, before I turn it back to Justin, bring in another guest who just popcorn up in here. What's up? I want to make sure that we didn't leave you out of the screen when Justin makes his announcement. But hello, Focus Order.
Hey, everybody. How's it going? For those of you that don't know me, my name is Michael Liendo. But yes, I go by Focus Order all over the web. So you can typically find me by there.
Thank
Great
you.
to be here. Yeah.
And you're with Clerk, right? They're doing amazing things.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I am. I signed on as a staff product engineer about a month ago, just over a month now.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Time is flying. It's a great company, great ambitions. I love what they're doing, hence why I work there. But yeah, I'm at Clerk these days.
Sweet. Thank you for joining us. All right. So Justin, are you ready? I got a screen here ready to share. You just gotta tell me when to click the button, and then
I got you.
I need the
We're
drum
gonna
roll.
do it. We're gonna do it the exact same way they did it in Mulan. I'm gonna tell you to pull the lever. Just make sure you pull the right one. Okay. But also, I just want to say thank you again, Carter. The conference, Render ATL, we're gonna make a $500 contribution to his GoFundMe today too. So thank you again. Like I said, it's a shame that we lost somebody that was extremely important and had contributed to the open source world, and they need to be honored and always memorialized. So hopefully our contribution goes to helping his family, and he is not going to be the last one. So it is our job to make sure we take care of everybody that helps take care of us and helps us put food on our table to help put food on their family table now too.
100%.
All right, everybody. So you are here. You're probably like, yo, why did y'all call this meeting of all the amazing people in open source? And it is because today I'm happy to announce where I've heard this great quote from my friend Imani Ellis, a founder and a CEO of CultureCon, where she talks about how they created a culture award show called the Creative Class, where her monologue was how the Creative Class has become culture's biggest night, where you have the Grammys for the actors and the the Oscars is for the actors and the Grammys is for the musicians, and now you got the Creative Class for those in culture. And I like to always say now that while you do have the Grammys for the musicians, and now you have the Oscars for the actors, you now have the commits for the open source ecosystem. And our goal is to create this project where we are going to honor those on open source's biggest night while everybody is here during our conference, Render ATL. So it'll be happening next August, same exact time as the conference, where you will be able to see who are contributing, who is the commit of the year, who is the PR of the year. There's tons of different categories. If you scroll down, Andrea, there's different categories on the website. Also, I shout out to our friends at MakeSwift, built this beautiful website using MakeSwift, a CMS. Definitely check them out if you are looking to build beautiful websites. But like I said, we have different categories that are going to be nominated. The commit of the year, the maintainer of the year, small, large project of the year. There's going to be tons of categories that I encourage you to go to commits.dev and nominate your favorite project on here. We need to see a representation from not just corporate open source projects, but the small open source projects. Reason why too is because everybody who is a finalist at the commits will have a complimentary booth on the Render ATL Expo floor. So if you ever been to Render ATL, our conference has 8,000 to 10,000 people, and it's a major hack for you to get more foot traffic to your product or to your open source project. And I want to pay it forward where I know a lot of open source maintainers and open source creators are just getting by, and we want to give them the best way for them to engage with their audience at the conference, free of charge. All right. And the goal of the commits is to be open source's biggest night, and I finally give people their flowers so that nobody ever feels unseen again. So like I said, how actors have the Oscars, musicians have the Grammys, now open source has the commits, and it is gonna feel like every other award show out there.
I am so excited because I know that Render ATL team is gonna do it right. Like this is gonna be next level, folks. Thank you, Justin. This is amazing. Look at all the categories, and you can start making your nominations today, right? You just go to the commits.dev.
Just go there. You could click on nominate, and you'll just put in a couple of fields, and then you could nominate multiple projects for other categories. So you could nominate 20 other projects for commit of the year or maintainer of the year. The goal is that you get your nominations in so that then we have a board that is completely unbiased from all the different walks of life. We'll then get together and decide who is going to get which particular category.
Amazing. Well, guest speakers, what do you think?
It's amazing. I can't believe this has not happened before. This is so smart.
There we go.
So hard.
The comment we were expecting.
I love that it's one of those things that in our ecosystem, we always say that we need, hey, it'd be so cool if we had this, or it'd be so cool if we highlighted these projects. But it's really a testament to Justin's skill that it takes someone of his caliber to be like, no, let's not talk, let's do it. Let's put it to action. I'm very, very excited for this.
Yeah.
This reminds me when someone is like, "Hey, why there is no like a cinema like in this town?" Like at some point, someone like really they created, and so I'm super excited. I know I'm trying to imagine how this will be like in the future. I don't know if this is also what you are doing now. I love the style and I love the idea, and I think that this is a thing. This is like a very important moment, because finally we have. Open source has the recognition it deserves, and I don't think this is gonna stop. I don't know when there is a very good idea, you can say this by the real beginning. I don't know if this ever happened to you. When you have like a real good idea, you see, okay, you know this since the beginning. So best of luck, Justin, and everyone else who had this. And now the thing is that now we need to make people talk about this. So I will tell all my friends, and my friends has to tell to all their friends. So now we need to make this start. I will be very focused on this part, because this is basically a community event. It's a thing for everyone.
Yes.
It's not just me. It's not just people in this stream. It's not just people in the chat. We need to tell people to tell other people. Yes. This is what I'll be focused on. So we need to be very, let's say, very focused on this part now, because this is all awards and like things like these are about. So let's do it.
Yeah, we have the power to make this compete just the exact same way you see people clamor over getting their first Grammy, the same way you see people clamor over getting their first Oscar. It is in our hands now to make the commits be that thing that every open source maintainer can strive for, so that then when they are busting their ass, I hate the cuss, but it's just I just gotta put it out there. When they are busting their ass and working those late nights, they could say, at least I know I'll be up for a commit this year. That's extremely powerful. That's the exact same reason why you'll hear about your favorite actor or your favorite musician working late nights, because they have a thing to strive for.
Yeah.
And actively, as I'm telling you about it, I could watch the nominations flow in. So yay, congrats to everybody.
Yay!
That's right. I think that's an important difference, right? Like, so I think like unlike the Grammys and the Oscars, like the nominations are kind of the easy part, because like, you just kind of know what like the most famous, artists are or whatever. I think like the difference with this is that like it's like Justin kind of started the fire a little bit, right? He kind of created the idea, and his team, of course. But like we have to get the nominations going, right? Yes. Like it's like this is this should not be like the award ceremony for like the most popular open source projects, right? No. Like so it should be like so. I think everyone who's listening, I completely agree with Francesco, right? Like it is Justin can't do it alone. We all have to treat this like open source, like we have to like contribute to it, spread the word about it. We need to create like a nomination wave that actually gives the committee like something to think about, right? So yeah, that's kind of like my call to action for everyone who's listening, right? Like we've got the website, we've got the brand, we've got the date. We know that Justin and the team are going to make this event like sparkle when it happens, but like it is up to all of us in the open source community to like actually like go create the nominations and the visibility for the folks that are out there doing the hard work.
Yes. So the call out to the community is to tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell everybody. Tell everybody, share the nominations so that, and think about the projects that you rely on. I guarantee you right now, you can go check it out. Just look at your dependencies. You'll find yourself surprised as to how everything that you're working on, you're literally standing on the shoulders of giants. That's a call out for the community, for you to talk about it. If you are in the community right now watching and you have the power of a company, Justin, how can people get involved, like at a corporate level? Like, are you doing sponsorships? Like, what's going on here? Like, I want those folks with the wallets who are watching right now to say, hey,
the folks with the wallets, I love it.
I want to be a part of this. I want to be a part of recognizing open source. So what's the call out for them?
Yeah, so we are going to have sponsorships coming in the next week or two.
Okay.
We are going to update the website with a call to action where if you do want to get involved from a financial way, whether that is owning a category, whether that is buying a table at the gala. So how it's going to be done, it's going to be just like you watching the Oscars. You're going to have tables, you're going to have a dinner, you're going to be a black tie. It's going to be extremely elevated. So whether you want to be a financial contributor to that or anything else in between that we have leading up to the commits, be sure to check back to the website where then you could get in touch with our team and learn more. But I want to be very clear that the commits isn't about a popularity or about financial incentive. It's going to be always that way, where our goal is to keep it in an extremely open source manner where we honor contributions. We don't care about your money. We don't care about how cool you are on the internet, but you're actually not cool in actual life.
So many of those.
What we care about is what have you done for the open source ecosystem, and you will be judged based upon that. So it's going to be very clear that we are going to be, and I say this word, we are going to be a purist when it comes to making sure that open source with the commits gets the recognition and gets the make sure that everything is tight as it needs to be to keep it true with open source.
Thank you, Justin. And thank you for saying that, because sometimes we also do get confused because somebody's the loudest doesn't mean they're what's best for the community or the people who should be getting the recognition. So I love that. But if you are a company that, like Zach said, Andrea, try to make it rain, but listen, we comment on one of these categories, and this is a good way for you to truly give back in a selfless way. What else do we think, chat? Robbie, I see you nodding your head. Robbie, you're going to have to talk about it in the podcast. This is a call to action for everyone on this call right now. It's like this invitation is sounds like homework. But yes, please go talk about it. I don't know, Robbie, anything you want to add?
No, yeah, we can definitely talk about it on the podcast. Would love to have any of the folks here come hang out with us, have some whiskey and talk about it anytime.
There you go.
We can even do cross podcasts. So I think many people here, they have podcasts, so we can sync, of course, after. And I think it's time. But I think it's already happening. I don't know you, but I can feel it. So that's it.
And just wanted to say this, I'm on a tour right now. So if you see me out and about in your local time zone, your eyes aren't fooling you. I am a real person. I am not AI. I am going to be across the country in a couple hours at ReactConf happening. So if you're going to be in Vegas at ReactConf, let's talk about you getting your project or a particular project you have in mind nominated for the commit.
Amazing. Okay, folks. Zach, I don't know. Anything you want to add?
No, I've been adding everything in the chat while everyone's been talking.
I love it. You're our chat mod. Thank you so much.
No, I think this is
thank
gonna
you.
be fun. The hardest part was not talking about it, right? When Justin and I first talked about this, a little bit ago, I was like, it was really hard not to just start talking about it because it's exciting, and I think it's something that's been needed for a long time.
We're excited.
Shout out to Zach, by the way. I want to say a shout out to Zach because Zach is my conference project big idea rubber ducky guy. So anytime I have an idea up here, just like how we were doing it in engineering, I would call Zach and just start asking him questions, and he'll be like, "Yeah, that sounds cool." But this was the first time I talked to Zach, and Zach said, "Oh, that sounds really cool. We should definitely do that." So I shout out to Zach for putting up with all my phone calls about what the commits could be. And I encourage everybody to make sure you have a Zach in your life, and also make sure you check out his platform, Zephyr. It's an amazing platform if you want to go right to the edge.
Yes, please. Friends in this chat, before we start closing out, if you don't mind just dropping a link where people that are watching can get a hold of you. I don't know if it's your Blue Sky, your YouTube channel. Just drop it on the private chat here so I can start posting it on the chat for everyone that wants to get a hold of you. I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. I think all of us, we're all going to have to be at the commits, right? Like supporting. It's going to be the fun table.
Black tie. Don't forget, black tie.
I love that. I love that. Listen, we don't have very many excuses to really, at least I don't, to get dressed up.
You have to come dressed up. Yes, we are going to have a pink carpet or a red carpet, but it's going to be a pink carpet. There's going to be media is going to be there. I mean, if you ever came to Render, as you know, we got a press, media. They're going to all be there. You are going to be interviewed. It's going to be just like how if you were watching the VMAs or anything like that. And I'm not going to tell you who, but we do have some very famous individuals who are going to be interviewing you on the pink carpet that night. So you got to come dressed to impress.
Okay. Listen, the surprise are aplenty. Like, this is amazing. This is amazing. And then beyond the night, which I know is going to be fantastic, and I know that if I know one thing, the folks at Render know how to throw a party. Okay, so I know that will be a good time.
I've been at Render for 3 years in a row, and first I don't want to lose the streak. Second, I might be on a plane the day of my birthday, which is the 11th of August, but I don't care. And yes, they absolutely know how to party. You can check my videos. I can even show some real proof, not AI generated videos. And yes, by the way, Justin, this is exactly what AI will say, that I'm not AI, so I don't. I'm still not sure.
But for you and your projects, what a great opportunity to bring your project in front of so many people. Like, you're gonna have a chance to have a booth. Yao, I mean, part of my job is also going to events, and last year and the years past, I used to actually have to look through contracts and do those. Let me tell y'all, to get a booth at a conference is not a very affordable thing. And sometimes it takes a lot. Logistically, it takes a lot. And Justin is opening his space and saying, guess what? You get a booth. You get to bring your project, talk about it, get more contributors, get more maintainers, get more sponsors. Like, what an amazing gift to those folks who are busting it. So thank you, Justin. I'm so excited for this. I am super thrilled. All right. Well, I'm going to post, I think I've slowly gotten to everyone's contact here on the chat. Folks, if you're watching this, make sure you follow everybody. I'm going to go search for Rachel's comics next. That's going to be my nice palette cleanser before I start my workday. Thank you so much. And then finally, when will the nominations close, Justin? Like, how much time do people have to set out their nominations? Just so that we have an idea I mean, we got to talk about it a lot. So let's keep sharing. Let's keep the momentum.
Yeah. So nominations close in April.
Okay.
So you have a lot of time. You have a lot of time between now and April to just go ham, turn them in, and just, even if you think your idea or your current project is small, turn it in. Trust us, turn it in.
I love that. I love that. And this is all going to be going down in next year's Render ATL, where the tickets are also out for sale right now. So if you have not bought your ticket to Render ATL, this is a good time for you to go do that, because you want to be a part of all of this.
5 more super early bird tickets left. 5 more. So once they go, that's our lowest price. Those are the last 5 we got. So thank you.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm so excited. I want us to not forget, first of all, we're going to go to the commits. I'm going to drop the link one more time, thecommits.dev. That's going to be the website, this beautiful website. Shout out to the team that built it. thecommits.dev, and start leaving your nominations. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your neighbor, and start getting ready for what's going to be an amazing night for open source. Don't forget about that. Also, don't forget about our friend Mikkel. Like, let's drop that link one more time in the chat. So if maybe you're joining this after you're watching the replay and you're thinking, oh, what was that link for that GoFundMe? I wanna go give a contribution. There it is. It's fresh in the chat again for you. And then connect with all these amazing humans who showed up this morning. Some of them before they should even be awake to share this great news. So thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Justin, anything else you want to say before we close out?
For those who are wondering, the name of my cat is Peace. But I think everybody, right. I think everybody that's on the stream, thank you for taking some time. All of y'all heard me ramble on about the commits. So I'm just extremely happy that all y'all are here, especially folks who are coming from across the country, across the world, like Rachel. Oh my God, you're across the road right now. You're up here early. Thank you so much. But y'all, this is great. Really looking forward to seeing those who are on the stream or in the comments. If you're going to be at ReactConf, I will be there tonight until the end of the conference. So if you are going to be there, just come and holla at me. And then, I render ATL August 12th and 13th, same night as the commit. So hope to see y'all in ATL next August.
Amazing. All right, friends. Friends, do we want to say bye? I love doing this because why not? Because it's our stream and we do what we want. Okay. Each one of you, just one little, I already know Francesco, let's crush it. But if you could say something to a developer that's watching right now and is feeling kind of like, I don't know, I'm not having the best Monday, is having that imposter syndrome loud and clear, just a quick shout out, a quick hype up of advice. We'll start with Robbie. Robbie's like, why me?
I'm gonna take this from Aaron Francis here. He always says, you can just do things. You can just do things. Don't let stuff stop you. Just get started somewhere and get going.
Brilliant advice. Brilliant advice. Rachel, how about you?
I was still thinking about what I was going to say, but I really feel like that was what I was going to say. You don't need permission to build things. You can make things for the sake of solving your own problems, or even just for the delight of feeling like there's something in the world that wasn't there before. And that's magical. And you don't need permission or a paycheck to do that.
I love that with a passion. Awesome. What about you, Focus Order? I can't say your name.
No, that's great. This is actually the title of a fun book that enlightened me a couple of years ago, and that's going to be Eat That Frog. Right? If the first thing that you do is going to be the hardest thing of your day, then everything's downhill from here. So if you're really relenting, watching that tutorial or building that project or reading through that documentation because you know it's not going to be the most fun thing, make that your first thing, and everything is going to be following suit after that. Eat the Frog is the title of the book. Don't literally eat a frog, but it's great advice.
Gosh, you spoke to my soul, because I got something that I got to do that I don't want to. So guess what? That will be how I'll start.
You got to do it.
That'll be how I'll start. How about you, Carter?
I don't know. I'm just staring at this golden logo for the commits spinning, and it just it's getting me super hyped, right? It just turns out that you're all right. You can just do things, right? Before the stream happened, there was no award ceremony for open source, and now there is, right? So that makes me super, super excited about there's a world of possibilities. Justin can just do things. You can just do things. This is an awesome way to kick off Monday.
I love it. I love it. Thank you for that. How about you, Chris?
I think biggest thing I want to say is it doesn't all have to happen all at once, right? The big changes happen with small changes. They're made up of just one step, one foot in front of the other. And if you can just get yourself started, that momentum keeps going. So make sure you get yourself started properly on this Monday and, let that snowball from there.
I love that. That's amazing. Yes. Give yourself grace. It wasn't built in a day. It was amazing. How about you, Zach?
I would say work on finding what your why is. There's a really good book on starting with your why by Simon Sinek. And once you figure out what that is, it's a heck of a lot easier to be able to keep going when things go wrong. Once you figure that out, you can hit rock bottom. You can have things ripped out from underneath you, or you could be extremely successful and still stay grounded. So figure out what your why is and, center yourself around that.
Phenomenal. Listen, friends, we're hyping up this Monday here. Thank you all so very much for sharing. Finally, Francesco and then Justin.
Yes, so there is no better way to start on Monday with a big announcement. And I think the people who are here in the stream and here in the chat are the pioneers of this project. You are the first people who will know what this is. And so in one year, you might brag that you have been one of the first people who helped this project to shine. So now you know what to do. The stream is almost over. You need to really share this as much as possible because we need to talk about this. This is how things happen. And so that's the only thing I want. So, so thank you so much. Thanks, Justin. Thanks, Andrea. Thanks, everyone here. I want to connect with all of you, go in podcast and do stuff. Almost done with today. So thanks again. And over to you, Justin.
I just want to end with telling people that your voice matters. As a person who has a speech impediment, always know that your voice matters, that you could achieve anything that you want to do, even when you feel that small voice in your head telling you that you can't. Your voice matters, and you might have to work harder than everybody else, but at the end of the day, that hard work will be a talent.
I mean, mic drop. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate all of you. I have so much love for the communities that you were a part of and that you're building. And Francesco, you're dead on. You get to be next year, say, I was there. I was at the stream where this amazing industry standard setting for appreciation was announced. And I got to be a part of it. I helped people become aware. I nominated a project. I bought a ticket to render and I was there. I was in the room when it happened. So I thank you all so very much for being here. Go forth and do great things. You turn my Monday around. It's less Monday now. So thank you all so much. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you all. Thank you all so much in the chat. If we're not connected already, please let's connect. This was a really good vibe. We need to find another way. I don't know. Justin, we must talk. We got to find another way for all of us to get together again because this was fun. Thank you all so much.
Let's get together at Universe. I'll be at the Universe.
Yes.
We
Yes.
have a happy hour at Universe now too. So,
yes. Shout out to
Universe,
the render community there. Yes.
we'll have a charging area too. So pull up on us. A Universe.
Pull up for sure. And if you watch the stream at the beginning, I gave out a code for 30% off a GitHub Universe ticket. So I'll be there. Justin will be there. I think there are some other folks that are joining us here on the call today that will be there. It's a good vibe, y'all. It's a good vibe. So I hope to see you there. If you would like that code again, I will be sure to drop it in the chat. But I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, folks. I'll see you definitely at the commits. What? With the lights on. But thank you all so much. Don't forget about the GoFundMe. And don't forget to share this with all of your friends. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate you. Bye. Oh, wait. I didn't say my thing. My thing is, you're already doing it. You're here. You're being a part of this great community and you're listening to every single one of these little Brady Bunch squares, which are amazing humans that really care about open source and about you. So thank you for being here. Appreciate you all.